What's going on, guys? What's going on, guys? My name is Randy, and you're watching the Randy Talks Mets channel, guys. This is where you get your latest Mets media, everything you need to know about the New York Mets on this channel. Guys, we got to talk Tarik Skubal. And yes, we got some news to report, and that is reported by John Heyman and also Mike Puma. The Tigers and Tarik Skubal have negotiation gaps of 250 mil in negotiations. That to me is insane. That is crazy. That shows to me that the Tigers and Scooble, they're apart. They're not together right now when it comes to those negotiations. And 250 mil is a lot of money. So reportedly, he's probably going to be asking for 400 mil, 40 a year. He is going to be insane. He's going to want the bag. And Scott Boris, I mean, he's a Scott Boris client, so it makes sense. He's going to want a lot of money. When it comes to Tarik Skubal, though, can he be a future Met? Who knows, man? We'll get right into overall his stats here. Tarik Skubal, if you don't know him, 13-6 in 2025 with a 2.21 ERA. He could be a two-time Cy Young. We got to see if he gets to Cy Young this year. But that he's an amazing pitcher, a two-time All-Star, one of the best in the game. And the Mets, they need an ace. The Mets, the New York Mets, they really need an ace. McLean is awesome. But you need a guy that is proven, a guy that you can pair with Nolan McLean. And that to me could be a Tarik Skubal. And I think they need an ace. If they don't get an ace, I don't think that they're going anywhere in 2026. 2026 is a huge year. And David Stearns is going to have to make some big adjustments and go for something big. And the Mets have a shot. I think the Mets have a shot because they have a really good farm system. Really good farm system, one of the best. So, yeah, I think they definitely have a shot at Tarik Skubal. And I'm hoping that they can work their way and get the guy because that's a guy that he's worth it. He's worth to get. But he is a Scott Boras client, and there is some concern there because Scott Boras clients, they do not sign extensions. They usually go into free agency. So if you trade for Tarik Skubal, you're taking a risk in losing those prospects and not signing him back. But when it comes to a guy like Tarik Skubal, you need Tarik Skubal on your team. Just imagine a Tarik Skubal and a Nolan McLean. That would be insane to me. That's going to be an insane rotation. And the Mets put themselves in a serious spot. We saw last year, in 2025, the Mets pitching, it wasn't good. They didn't have those ace pitchers. They didn't have those proven track record guys. If you get a Tarik Skubal, I mean, you're putting yourself in a serious position to succeed. So I really like if they make this addition. Just imagine Tarik Skubal. But man, let's talk about a trade package here. But before we talk about that trade package, I said group with Nolan McLean, right? Reportedly, Andy Martino has said that Nolan McLean, Andy Martino from SNY, he has said that Nolan McLean is not going to be in that trade for Tarik Skubal if they do go for Tarik Skubal. And if he is on the market, because nobody knows if he's on the market. But if there's gaps in the negotiations, he's likely to be on the market because the Tigers are going to want something for him. And to me, I think a trade package that maybe they could consider one of the top prospects in the game, one of the top Mets prospects, a top MLB prospect, Jonah Tom. That is a guy that the Tigers have actually said today that they would be interested in. A Jet Williams, they would be interested in. Maybe a David Peterson, they could be interested in. That's a guy that still has value. They're going to want pitchers, guys. They're going to want pitchers, and you're going to have to give something to get something. And we're talking about Tarik Skubal here. One of the best pitchers in the game. Probably the best pitcher in the game. It's between Tarik Skubal and Paul Skeens. But you got to go get him. Right? You got to go get him. If you have a shot at Tarik Skubal, go get him. Go get him. And I think a Dylan Ross, a reliever prospect, a guy that throws 100 miles per hour, he walks some guys, but that's a guy that has elite velocity. He could be a piece that definitely the Tigers would be interested in. And then you got Ryan Clifford, the young lefty power bat that every team would want. A guy that can hit you over 25 home runs every single year. Obviously, the major leagues, he got to do it in the major leagues, but still, he's done it in the minors. And I think Ryan Clifford is a guy that just has a lot of power and could really fit on a lot of teams. A lot of teams. But will David Stearns be willing to make this trade? Will the Tigers even be willing to make this trade? I don't know that for sure. But I know that you got to take a chance. Because the Mets need an ace. The Mets need an ace. And if David Stearns doesn't do something, I'm going to be very disappointed. I'm sure Met fans will be very disappointed because we need to make a move. We need to get an ace. We need to be taken seriously. And if you can group a Tarik Skubal with a Nolan McLean, I mean, you're talking about one of the best 1-2 punches in the game. And wow, just imagine that. Just imagine that. And you're not giving up Brandon Sproat in the deal. You still got Jack Weniger. You still got Santucci, who I talked about in my last video. I mean, listen, when it comes down to these prospects, they are prospects. But the Mets have very, very exciting pitching prospects. So if you're just giving up Jonah Tong in the deal, which is a big deal, it's a big deal, and you're giving up Jet Williams, which is a huge deal. But if you're giving up two top prospects and you're trading Peterson, Dylan Ross, and Clifford for Tarik Skubal, then why not? Why not get the deal done? I would take that deal. I would definitely take that deal. And yeah, you're losing Jet Williams. You're losing Jonah Tong. But you got other prospects. You got A.J. Ewing. You got Carson Bench. You got Jack Weniger. You got Santucci. You got Brandon Sproat. You got Will Watson. You got R.J. Gordon. It's so much pitching prospects that the Mets have. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. But man, I would love for a trade like that to happen. And then we got to get into this. Will David Stearns make the move? Will he be even willing to make the move? Do you trust, you as a Met fan or baseball fan, do you trust David Stearns to make a move like that? I don't know if I trust him to make a move like that, but what I will say is he's in a position where he is out of his comfort zone. We are seeing, you saw in that press conference, he looked like a humble dog. He looked like he got beat up. He looked like, I failed you guys. And he said, I need to be more proactive. I need to be more proactive. Well, this is a way, David Stearns, that you can be proactive. We already know about the Garrett Crochet and the Jet Williams and the Brandon Sproat deal that could have been done. Now is your time to get a Tarik Skubal. Now is your time. So we're hoping that the New York Mets could get a deal like that done. But this is just a start, guys. This is just the start of this free agency. We're not even in the World Series yet. But I'm going to tell you this, it's going to get more interesting. The topics are going to get more interesting. With the names we're hearing are going to get more interesting. And we're getting started here with Tarik Skubal. So we'll see what happens, man. I hope that David Stearns makes the move. It's a risky move, but when you got the richest owner in the game, listen, if I'm trading for Tarik Skubal, I'm trying my best to sign him to an extension. And if he goes into free agency, you better sign him because you're giving up big time prospects for him. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens. If you enjoyed the video, definitely do me a favor, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You can follow me on Randy Talk Mets on Twitter. You can follow me on YouTube here. And then I'm also on TikTok as well, Randy Talks Mets. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Let's go Mets and enjoy your Friday, guys.